Hey champs of ExamsNet, welcome to the question series of ExamsNet. Students, you must have explored our website www.examsnet.com. This site is a great place for you to practice your entrance exam question papers because here you will find so many entrance exam question papers along with their detailed PDF solution. And you must download our app. The link is available in the description box. So today students, we will be solving JEE Main 23rd January 2025 shift first paper. Okay, so in this particular video I'll be solving the physics part of the paper. So starting with the very first question of physics section, that is question number 26. A solid sphere of mass m and radius r is allowed to roll without slipping from the highest point of an inclined plane of length L and makes an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. The speed of the particle at the bottom of the plane is v1 if the angle of inclination is now increased to 45. At first the angle is 30 degree. Now the angle of inclination has become 45 while keeping L constant. Then the new speed of the sphere at the bottom of the plane is v2. Okay. So we have to find the ratio of v1 square, ratio v2 square. Okay. So in this we are given with a solid sphere. Okay, first draw this. uh, at first the angle of inclination is 30 degree, then the angle of inclination becomes 45 degree. Okay, now uh, keeping L constant, the length remains same, L. Okay, and it is saying there is a solid sphere, it is rolling without slipping, so it is rolling, not slipping. Okay, here also, let us say it is slipping with a velocity of rolling with a velocity of v1 and here the velocity of v2. Okay, so we have to find the ratio of v1 square ratio v2 square. Okay, if this is a 30 degree angle of inclination and the length remains same, so in this case the loss in height will be L by 2 since the angle is 30 degree, and here the loss is in height will be L by root 2. Okay, so if the sphere is rolling without slipping, then the loss in potential energy will be equals to gain in kinetic energy. Okay, and we know the formula. The formula is loss in potential energy mg, and this loss in height L by 2 mgh, it will be equals to gain in kinetic energy half m. Since we know that it is half, for such type of question we use half m v square k plus 1. So here also we will use half m. For first one we will use v1 square k plus 1, and for second we will use mg, this L by root 2, half m v2 square again k plus 1, and we have to find the ratio, then divide it. So mg cancels out, half m cancel out, this k plus 1 cancel out. So we get L by 2 over L by root 2. It is equals to v1 square over v2 square. This L also cancels out. So from here we get v1 square over v2 square is equals to, this will become 2 and this is root 2. So it will be equals to 1 by root 2. Okay, so our answer is 1 by root 2, means option B is the correct answer. I hope you got it. Okay, now next question 27. A gun fires a lead bullet of temperature 300 Kelvin, lead bullet, into a wooden block. The bullet, having melting temperature of 600 Kelvin, penetrates into the block and melts down. Okay, if the total heat required for the process is 625 joule, then the mass of the bullet is, okay, we have to find the mass of the bullet. At first the temperature is 300 Kelvin and final temperature is 600 Kelvin. So, and the heat required is 625 joule. Then mass of the bullet. Okay. So when the bullet stucks inside the wooden block, so there will be a loss in and heat, and this loss in energy, or we can say this loss in heat, is used to melt that bullet. Okay. So for this we will use the loss in heat Q. It will be equals to ms delta T to heat it plus ml to configure the loss part. Okay. So Q energy, sorry, heat is given as 625. So 625 is equals to m into s. S is given as 125. 125 into delta T. Change in temperature is this 300 plus m into L. Latent heat of fusion of lead is given as 2.5 into 10 to the power 4. So solving it, we get 625 is equals to taking m common. So it will be this 5 threes are 15, carry 1, 3 to 6, 1, 7, 3 ones are 3 into 10 to the power 2 plus 2.5 into 10 to the power 4. So it will become 625 m 3.75 into 10 to the power 4 plus 2.5 into 10 to the power 4. Okay. Now taking 10 to the power 4 common. So we'll get 3.75 plus 2.5 equals to 625. So when we solve it, we get 625 over 6.25 and 10 to the power minus 4. It will be equals to m. So this will be equals to 10 to the power minus 2 equals to m. Okay. So 10 to the power minus 2, na, it is 625 over 6.25. So it will be 10 to the power 2 plus minus of 4. So it will be 10 to the power minus 2. So mass is 10 to the power minus 2, means m is equals to 1 over 100. So the answer is 1 over 100 kg. It means it is 10 gram. Okay. So the answer is option C, 10 gram. Now next question 28. A radioactive nucleus N2 has 3 times the decay constant as compared to the decay constant of another radioactive nucleus N1. If initial number of both nuclei are the same, what is the ratio of number of nuclei of N2 to the number of nuclei of N1? Okay, after one half life of N1. Okay, so students, we know the very basic formula for such decay lifetime. N is equals to N naught e to the power minus lambda t. Okay. Nucleus N2 has 3 times the decay constant as compared to the decay constant of other nuclei N1. 3 times. Okay. It means lambda 2 is equals to 3 lambda and lambda 1 is equals to lambda only as given in the question. So for the first N1, we will write N naught e to the power minus lambda t. Let us say for second particle, we will write N naught e to the power minus 3 lambda t. So N2 over N1 will be equals to N naught e to the power minus 3 lambda t over N naught e to the power minus lambda t. This N naught get cancels out. So N2 over N1 will be equals to e to the power minus lambda t 3 minus 3 plus of 1. So it will be N2 over N1 will be equals to e to the power minus 2 lambda t. Okay. So from here we can write, okay, the half lifetime formula. We know that T is equals to ln 2 over lambda. So N2 over N1 will be equals to e to the power minus 2 lambda ln 2 over lambda. So from this n2 over n1 will become 1 by 4. So the answer is 1 by 4 means option B is the correct answer. Now next question 20. Now next question 29. The electric flux is phi equals to alpha sigma plus beta lambda, where lambda and sigma are linear and surface charge density respectively. So we have to find this alpha over beta represent which one? Either it is area or displacement or electric field or charge. So we are given with phi equals to alpha into sigma plus beta into lambda. So students, whatever be the dimension of phi flask, it will be the dimension of alpha sigma, and whatever be the dimension of flask, it will be the dimension of beta into lambda. Okay, so from here we can write alpha equals to flask over sigma. Okay, and from here we can write beta equals to flask over lambda. So we have to find the ratio of alpha over beta. So alpha over beta, it is equals to phi over sigma over phi over lambda. So phi cancels out. So alpha over beta, it is equals to 1 over sigma over 1 over lambda, means it is equals to lambda over sigma. And we know that lambda over sigma wavelength, it is kg per meter, and sigma, it is kg per meter square. So kg cancels and one can this cancels out. So lambda over sigma, it is equals to m, means it has the dimension of meter, means dimension of displacement. Okay. Now next question 30. What is the lateral shift of a ray refracted through a parallel side glass slab of thickness h in terms of the angle of incidence I and angle of refraction r if the glass slab is placed in air medium? Okay, we have to find the lateral shift. Okay, so for the lateral shift, let us draw first the figure. According to this, there is a glass slab. Okay, there is a glass slab. Let us suppose this is the angle of incidence I. A ray is coming and it gets refracted back. This is angle R. Let us say this is point A and it gets refracted back. This is point B. And we draw a perpendicular from this. So from this we will determine the lateral shift. Okay, let us say this is 90 degree and this is point H. Okay, so from this figure, this is A, this is B. AB, it will be equals to, this is H. So AB will be equals to H sec R. Okay, let us say this is equation number 1. And let us say this is point C. So BC, this is 90 degree. So BC will be equals to H sec R and sine I minus R. Okay. So BC will be equals to H sine I minus R over sec R is 1 over cos R. We have written H sec R because here it is BC equals to AB sine I minus R. So in place of AB, we have written H sec R. Okay. So BC is equals to H sine I minus R over cos R. So this is the lateral shift actually. So our answer is option B. Now next question 31. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. Okay. These are adiabatic process, isochoric, isothermal and isobaric. Okay. So in list A, 1, pressure varies inversely with the volume of an ideal gas. Since for an ideal gas, we know that PV equals to mu RT. Okay. So from here, we see that P is directly proportional to 1 over V. And since it is inversely proportional to V, means it is isothermal process. So for isothermal process, this A matches with third one. So A matches with the third one, and B option, heat absorbed goes partly to increase internal energy and partly to the work. Okay, since we know that delta Q is equals to delta V plus W, so it is isocoric, sorry, it is isobaric. So B matches with fourth option. C, heat is neither absorbed nor released. It is adiabatic process. We all know it. Adiabatic process. Okay. So C matches with first, and D, no work is done or on the or by a gas. Means total work done is zero, and it is isochoric process. So D matches with second. So A matches with third, B matches with fourth, C matches with first, and D matches with second. It means option C is the correct answer. Now next question 32. Identify the valid statements relevant to the given circuit at the instant when the key is closed. Okay. So whenever the key is closed, let us understand it with the help of the graph also. Okay. So at first, let us try to figure it out as, let us see, this is a capacitor and this is the resistance R. It is connected to a voltage V, and let us say this is a key. Okay. So according to question, when the key is closed, let us say at t equals to 0 time, the key is closed. So if we draw a graph between the current and the time, so whenever the key is closed, means at t equals to 0, the current decreases. Means initially the current is maximum and it keeps on decreasing. But if we draw a graph between charge and time, okay, so with respect to time, at first the charge is minimum at first, but as the time increases, the charge keeps on increasing. Okay. And if we talk about the voltage, so across the capacitor the voltage is 0, this is positive and this is negative, plus, and across the resistance the voltage will be equals to IR. Okay. So when the key is closed, the current is maximum and the charge is minimum. So for this, current is maximum. Okay, so among these four option, there will be maximum current in the correcting wires. This one is correct. And a potential difference between the capacitor plates A and B is minimum. It is 0, but here it is saying minimum, so it means it is correct. Okay. And charge on the capacitor plate is minimum because it is starting from here, the charge is minimum, but there will be no current through the resistor R. This is wrong. So only B, C, and D are correct. So from these four option 4, that is D option is correct. Okay. Now next question 33. The motion of an airplane is represented by the velocity time graph as shown below. The distance covered by the plane in the first 30.5 seconds. So in such cases, we know that the distance covered is equals to the area under the graph. Distance covered is equals to area under the graph. Okay, so let us understand it as um, this is given like this. This is 400, this is 200, this is point A. This is like this, okay? So this is 2 and this is 30.5 second. This is 2 second, okay? And this is 200. So area under the graph is equals to total distance covered by the airplane. So distance covered means area for this, it will be equals to half into this 200 plus this 400 into 2 plus, and now for this it will be it is acting like a rectangular, so it will be length into breadth, so it will be 400 into this 30.5 minus 2, so it will be 28.5. So it will be equals to 1 by this 2 cancels out. It will be 600 plus this will be equals to 0.0411. So it will be 600 plus 400 means it is 12000. Okay. So it means in terms of kilometer, it will be 12 kilometer. So option A is the correct answer. Now next question 34. Given below are two statements. The statement one is the hot water flows faster than the cold water, and second one is the soap water has higher surface tension as compared to fresh water. We know that this cold water always have more viscosity than the hot water. So, so the hot water flows faster because of having less viscosity. Okay, so this statement is true. And second statement is soap water has higher surface tension as compared to fresh water. But this statement is false because soap water always has less surface tension as compared to the fresh water. So among these four options, statement 1 is true but statement second is false, means option D is the correct answer. Now next question 35. This is something a very difficult question. In this, it is some sort of mathematical solving question. In this question, a point particle of charge Q is located at P. Capital Q charge is located at point P along the axis of an electric dipole 1 at a distance r as shown in the figure. Okay, the point P is also on the equatorial plane of a second electric dipole 2 at a distance of r. The dipoles are made up of opposite charge q plus q and minus q separated by distance 2a. For the charge particle at P not to be experience any net force, they are experiencing no net force, means this E1 due to this will be equals to E2. Okay. Now, which of the following correctly describes the situation? Okay. No net force mean the electric field due to this one will be equals to E2 because of this one. So, and the distances are. So, for this we can write 1 over this R minus A whole square minus 1 over r plus a whole square, it is equals to this 2a over a square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay. Now just solve it. When we take its LCM, we will get r plus a whole square minus r minus a whole square over this r minus a whole square into r plus a whole square. It will be a square minus b square. It is equals to 2a over a square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Now a plus b whole square means a square plus b square plus 2ab minus a square plus b square minus 2ab over r square minus a square whole square. It will be 2a over a square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Now solving it, we get this r square cancels, a square cancel, and it will become 4ar over r square minus a square whole square. It will be equals to 2a over a square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Now again solving it, we get r square minus a square whole square. It will be equals to this a cancels out, 2 2s are 4. So it will be equals to 2r a square plus r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Now taking r square common, so it will be 1 minus a square over r square whole is r square. It will become r raised to the power 4 eventually. So it will be equals to 2, and here also taking r square common, so it will be r square raised to the power 3 by 2, and r 1 r is there, so it will be r cube plus 1 r4, and here we are taking r square common, means here also r4, so this r4 cancels out this r4, so it will be 2 1 plus a square over r square raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay, now assuming a over r equals to x, so we can write 1 minus x square whole square, it will be 2 1 plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2, so it will be 1 minus x square whole square over 1 plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2, it is equals to 2. Now since the x will be here 3, so for x equals to 3, so we get 1 minus 9 whole square over 1 plus 9 raised to the power 3 by 2 equals to 2. So we get, and this will be 1 minus 9, 8, 8 square 64, 1 plus 10, 10 raised to the power 3 by 2 means 10 root 10 will be equals to 2. And this x is actually equals to a by r, na? So it means a by r is equals to 3. Okay. So the situation that follows it like a by r is equals to 3. Now next question 36. Refer to the circuit diagram given in the figure. Which of the following observations are correct? So this is a diode condition. It is positive. So it is acting like an ideal diode. So for an ideal diode, this will behave as a simple wire, plain wire. So it will act like this. This is 6 volt. This is A. This is point C. Here 4 ohm. This is point D. Now this will act as a plain wire. So here it will be 4 ohm, and here it will be 4 ohm. And this is point B. Okay. So these two 4 ohm are in parallel. So 4 ohm means they are equivalent to ohm. So we can draw it like this. This is point C. This is 4 ohm. This is D. Actually, D and A having same potential. This is 2 ohm. Okay. This is 6 volt and current is flowing in this direction. So these 4 ohm and 2 ohm, it means 6 ohm. So among these option, total resistance of the circuit is 6 ohm. So total resistance of the circuit is 6 ohm. 4 plus 2, 6. This one is correct. Okay. This is correct. Current in the ammeter is 1. Potential across AB is 4. Okay. Current. If we take 1 ampere current, I equals to 1 ampere current, then the potential across AB, this is point B. This is A, this is B. So for AB, this is 2 ohm and this is 6. So V equals to IR. So if current is 1, R is 2. So potential across AB, it will be 2 AB na. It will be 2, not 4. And potential across CD is 4. This one is correct. It will be 4. The total resistance of the circuit is 8. The total resistance will not be 8. The total resistance will be 6. Okay, this is C point. Okay, C point. This one is wrong. This one is correct. This one is correct. D point is total resistance across CD is 4 volt. This is correct. Total resistance of the circuit is 8 ohm. This is wrong. So among these five option A, B, and D is correct. So for A, B, and D means option A is the correct answer. Now next question 37. Given a thin convex lens refractive index mu2 capped in a liquid refractive index mu1 and mu1 is smaller than mu2 having radii of curvature r1 and r2. Its second surface is silver polished. Okay, there is a convex lens. Its second surface is silver polished and let us say this is mu1 since mu2 is greater than mu1. Okay, and both are having r and r, so r1 and r2. Where should an object be placed so that the on the optic axis so that the real image and the inverted image is formed at the same place? Means suppose we put an object here, so we have to find the object distance. Where should an object be placed so that it is forming a real image as well as an inverted image at the same place? Okay, so we have to find the focal length, then we have to find the required distance in terms of the focal length. Okay, so for this we know that for FL, we know the formula of FL. 1 over FL is equals to mu2 over mu1 minus of 1 over r1 minus of r2, but because of the sign convention it will 1 over r1 plus 1 over r2. Let us say this is equation number 1 and fm is equals to minus r2 by 2. Okay, let us say this is equation number 2. So total power, we know that power equals to 1 over f. So total power will be equals to 2 into power PL plus power M PM. So it will be equals to 1 over F total. It is equals to 2 into PL means this is mu2 over mu1 minus 1 na? So it will become mu2 minus mu1 over mu1. So it will be mu2 minus mu1 over mu1 and this will be r1 plus r2 over r1 r2. R1 plus R2 over R1 R2 and this plus this will be 2 over R2. Okay, so 1 over F will be equals to this will be equals to when we solve it and we'll take the LCM, so it will be equals to 2 mu 2 R1 plus 2 mu 2 R2 minus 2 mu 1 R1 minus 2 mu 2 R2 minus 2 uh it is mu 1 minus 2 mu 1 R1 minus 2 mu 2 R2 and this will be plus of 2 over mu 1 R1 and R2. Now F will be equals to this mu1 R1 R2 over this 2 mu2 R1 plus 2 mu2 R2 minus 2 mu1 R1, and this is 2 mu2 R1, 2 mu2 R2 minus of 2 mu1 R1 minus of 2 mu2 R2 and plus 2, okay, mu1 R1. So this 2 mu1 R1 cancels out, so it will be minus 2 mu1 R2 only. Okay, so this is our answer, and for this F, the correct option is mu1 R1 R2 over 2 mu1 R1, 2 mu1 R1 plus 2 mu2 R2 minus 2 mu1 R1. It means option 3 is the correct answer. Now the next question is 38. A subatomic particle of mass 10 to the power minus 30 kg is moving with a velocity of this 2.21 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Under the matter wave consideration, the particle will behave closely like. Okay, so we have to find out among these four options, uh, the particle will behave, it will behave like a gamma ray, x-ray, visible radiation, or infrared radiation. Okay, so we know from de Broglie hypothesis, from de Broglie hypothesis we know that lambda equals to h over p, where h is the Planck's constant and p is the momentum. We write p in terms of velocity as m into v, mass into velocity. So Planck's constant, its value is given as 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 over mass. Mass is given as 10 to the power minus 30. So 10 to the power minus 30 into v, velocity is given as 2.21 into 10 to the power 6. Now, when we solve it, we get lambda is equals to 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 plus 30 and minus of 6 over 2.21. So it will be equals to, this will cut 3 times, so lambda will be equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 minus 6. So lambda will be equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 10, means 3 angstrom, and this wavelength 3 angstrom is of X-ray. Okay, so our correct answer is option B. Okay, now next question 39 regarding self inductance. Okay, the question is about self inductance. The first one is the inductance of the coil depends on its geometry. So first of all, we will write the formula for self inductance. It is equals to mu r mu naught and square al, and yes, it depends on its geometry al, so this is correct. Okay, now the second is self inductance does not depend on the permeability of the medium, but here as you are seeing, the permeability is also there, so this statement is wrong. The third one is self induced emf opposes any change in the current in a circuit. We know that epsilon emf, it is equals to minus del phi over del t, so this is statement is also correct. And d1 is self inductance is electromagnetic analog of mass in mechanics, it is also correct. And e is given as work needs to be done against self inductance emf in establishing the current. Okay, this is also correct. So from these five, only b1 is wrong, so the correct one are a, c, d and e. A, c, d and e only, means option a is the correct answer. Now next question 40. Consider a moving coil galvanometer mcg. So the first statement is The torsional constant in moving coil galvanometer has dimensions this. Okay. We know that tau is equals to C into theta. Okay. So constant will be equals to tau over theta, and it has a dimension of ml square t minus 2, means option A is correct. And the second given as increasing the current sensitivity may not necessarily increase the voltage sensitivity. Okay, we again know the formula C into theta, it is equals to I A and B. So theta over I, current sensitivity, it will be equals to A and B over C. So if we increase the n number of turns, so this current sensitivity increases. Now, if we talk about the voltage sensitivity, since we know that V equals to IR, so theta over V into V over R. So it will be theta over V equals to A N B over CR. Here the N over R cannot increase. So if the current sensitivity increases, it is not necessary that it will increase the voltage sensitivity. So this statement is also correct. Okay. And third one is if we increase number of turns n to its double to n. Okay, if we increase n to 2n, then the voltage sensitivity doubles. But here we are saying that increasing n over r does not increases theta over v. So either we increase to n to 2n or n to 3n, it have no effect on theta over v. So this statement is also wrong. Okay. And D1 MCG can be converted into an ammeter by introducing a shunt resistance of large value in parallel with the galvanometer. This one is wrong according to shunt of law of resistance. Okay. Now, next question. Current sensitivity of MCG depends inversely on the number of turns of coil. From this equation only, it is saying that current sensitivity inversely on the number of turn, but here we are saying that it is directly proportional to n. So this statement is also wrong. So among these five, only statement A and B are correct. So from here, option B is the correct answer. Okay. I hope you got it. Now, question number 41. A light hollow cube of size 10 centimeter and mass 10 gram is floating in water. Let us say this is water and a cube of length 10 centimeter and mass 10 gram is floating in water. Okay. Let its area be A, let us say, and it is pushed down and released to execute simple harmonic oscillations. Let us say it is x distance below the water. Since it is floating in water, floating in water means force will be equals to zero, no force is acting on it. The time period of oscillation is this: when we pushed it down and then released, so it is performing simple harmonic motion, and the time period for this is given by this. Okay, we have to find the value of y. So when it is pushed down, let us say it when it is pushed down, so it goes down with a distance of x. Okay. So since it is pushed in the downward direction, so the force which is acting in the upward direction, it is buoyancy force, and it will be equal to restoring force. Okay. So this restoring force will be equals to mass into acceleration, and this restoring force is nothing but the buoyancy force due to which the cube is moving x distance in the downward direction. Okay. So for this we write rho into volume means x and if this area is A, so x into A into gravity, it will be equals to mass into acceleration. So from here, acceleration will be density into area into gravity over this mass into x, and we know that this is what, omega square. So time will be 2 pi under root of m over rho omega, rho of water into area into gravity. Okay, so it will be equals to 2 pi under root of mass. Mass is given as uh, 10 gram. 10 gram means 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 over density. Density of water is given as 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube, and this area is, side length is 10 centimeter means 10 to the power minus 1, and area is 10 to the power minus 2 into gravity. Gravity is 10 basically. Okay, so when we'll solve this, 10 will cancels out. This 10 to the power 3 minus 3 and minus 2, it will be 10 to the power minus 4. So time period will be 2 pi, and the root of 10 to the power minus 4 means it is equals to 2 pi into 10 to the power minus 2. So the value of y here is 2. Okay, now next question 42. The position of a particle moving on x-axis is given by this, where t is the time. So we have to find the dimension of ABC over D. So we are given with xt equals to a sine t plus b cos square t plus ct square plus d. Since the dimension sine t is dimensionless, so whatever be the dimension of xt will be dimension of a. And since we have to find the dimension of AB over C, so dimension of A will be of length. And again, this is dimensionless, so the dimension of B is equal to the dimension of X means L into CT square. CT square means it will also have the dimension of this xt means L. So C will be L over T square means C will be LT minus 2. So it will be L T minus 2 over D. D will also have the dimension of xt means L. So LL cancel out. So the dimension of ABC over D will be L square T minus 2. So option A is the correct answer. Question is 43. A spherical surface of radius of curvature R separates air from glass of refractive index means mu is given as 1.5. The center of curvature is in the glass medium. A point object O placed in air on the optic axis of the surface so that its real image is formed at gamma inside the glass. The line OI intersects the spherical surface at P, and PO is given as PI. Okay, the distance PO equals to. Okay, let us try to draw this. So we are given with a spherical surface, and this is point P, this is O, and this is I. And according to question, this PO is equals to PI means if this distance is X, so this will be also X, and this is the R, okay, radius of curvature. This refractive index mu is equals to 1.5, and this is equals to 1. Okay, so we'll apply the formula. Let us say this is N2, this is N1. So N2 over V is equals to N1 over U is equals to N2 minus N1 over R. N2 is 1.5 over V. V is this X is equals to N1. N1 is 1 over U is X is equals to 1.5 minus 1 over R. Okay. So 1.5 means it will be 3 by 2, and this X minus 1 over X it will be 1.5 minus 1. So it will be 0.5 means 1 by 2 and into r. So now taking the LCM 2x. So, and according to sign convention, this is object distance now, so it will be negative only. So negative means it will be positive. Okay. So 3 plus 2, it will be equals to 1 over 2r. So 2 cancels out. Therefore, x is equals to 5r. Okay, means the correct answer is x equals to 5r, means option D is the correct answer. Now, next question 44. Consider a circular disc of radius 20 centimeter with center located at the origin. There is a circular disc and its radius is given as 20 centimeter. Okay, and it is located at origin, means 0 comma 0. Radius is given as 20 centimeter. A circular hole of radius 5 centimeter is cut from the disc in such a way that the edge of the hole touches the edge of the disc. There is a circular hole and it is cut from this circular disc and its radius is given as 5 centimeter. The distance of center of mass of residual or remaining disc from the origin will be. Okay. So if this the bigger circular disc, so its mass is capital M and 0 comma 0 it's a center. Okay. And if we talk about the small hole, circular hole, okay, so its radius is 5 centimeter, means initially this total distance is 20, so its center coordinates will be, this distance will be 15 centimeter, so it will be 15 comma 0. Okay, now if we talk about its mass, so we know that mass is directly proportional to A, so m is directly proportional to r square, and the radius of circular hole is 5 centimeter and that of circular disc is 20 centimeter, means it is 1/4 of it. If this radius is 1/4 of it, then its mass will be negative of 1/4, means 1 by 4 square, so 1/16th of it. Okay, in negative terms. So x center of mass, so it will be equals to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 over m1 plus m2. Now m1 is capital M, and x1, since the center coordinates are 0 comma 0 origin coordinates, so it will be 0 plus m2 is minus m over 16 into x2 is this 15 comma 0, means 15 over m1 plus m2, means m minus of m over 16. So it will be minus 15 over 16 m, and it will be 15 over 16 m. So when we'll solve it, we get minus of 1. So our answer is minus of 1, means in magnitude it will be 1 centimeter. Okay, means option C is the correct answer. Now question number 45. The electric field of an electromagnetic wave in free space is given by this. We have to find the magnetic field. We know that the magnetic field and electric field relation is B is equals to 1 over C n cross E. Okay. So C is speed of light 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and n is the unit vector in the direction of wave propagation. Okay. So in this equation, this can be written as E equals to E naught cos omega t minus kx. So here k is equals to this 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, 3x plus 4y, means 3 iota cap plus 4j cap. So n cap will be, means the unit vector in the direction of propagation. It will be equals to 3 iota cap plus 4j cap over under root of 9 plus 16. So it will be 3 iota cap plus 4j cap over 5. Okay. Now, since for E to find n cross E, okay, we have find the n vector and now we will find the n cross E vector. So for n cross E, it will be 1 over 5, 3 iota cap plus 4j cap into 57, this cos 7.5 up to this, okay, up to this 4 iota cap minus 3 j cap Newton per Coulomb. Okay. Now the product of these two vector means this 3 iota cap plus 4 j cap will be these two, 3 iota cap plus 4 j cap into 4 iota cap minus 3 j cap. Let us say A will be 3 iota cap plus 4 j cap and B will be 4 iota cap minus 3 j cap. So when we take cross product of it, so at that time n cross E will be, so its cross product will be, first of all, this will be 3 minus 4 and 4 and k cap, okay, iota into j cap and j cap into iota cap, so it will be k cap. So it will be minus of 9 minus of 16 k cap means minus of 25 k cap. So from here n cross E will be equals to this whole 57 cos 7.5 into 10 to the power 60 minus 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, 3x plus 4, 5 over this 5 also into this minus 25k means it will be cos 57 cos 7.5 into 10 to the power 60 minus 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 and 3x plus 4y and this 4i, not 4i because we have already multiplied it na, so it will be n into minus of 25k. Okay, so minus of 25k means minus will come here, so it will be minus of 57 into this 25 and n vector, n is 1 over 5 na, so 1 over 5 also divided by 5 and again this cos term into k vector, okay, k cap. So b is equals to 1 over c into n cap cross e vector, so it will be this 5 5s are 25, so it will be minus of 57 cos up to this and 5 k cap, okay. So our answer is my 1 minus of 57 over c means 3 into 10 to the power 8 cos and 5 k cap, so it will be option 57 3 into 10 to the power 8 cos this 5 k cap means option C is the correct answer, okay. Now next question 46. A positive ion A and a negative ion B has charges 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb and 9.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb, and masses are given as 19.2 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg and this 9 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg respectively. At an instant, the ions are separated by a certain distance. Let us say this is positive ion A, negative ion B, and they are separated by a certain distance r. At that instant, the ratio of the magnitudes of the electrostatic force to the gravitational force is P into 10 to the power minus 23, where the value of P is. Okay, we have to find the value of P. So, this is positive ion A, this is negative ion A, and charges are given as 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and B charge is given as 9.6 into 10 to the minus 10 coulomb, and masses are given as 19.2 into 10 to the power minus 27, and its mass is given as 9 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Okay, so first of all, the electrostatic force, we know the electrostatic force is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 over r square, and the gravitational force is g, gravitational constant, m1 m2, sorry, m1 m2 over r square. Okay, and in the question we are asked to find the magnitude of the ratio of electrostatic force to gravitational force. So electrostatic force over gravitational force will be r square cancels out. So 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught is, let us write it as k. So it will be k q1 q2 over g m1 m2. Now we know that k value is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into q1. Q1 is this 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 19 into q2. Q2 is 9.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 over g, gravitational, and gravitational constant is given as 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into m1 m2. Masses of first one is this 19.2 into 10 to the power minus 27 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 27. So when we solve it, we get this will become 9 cancels out, 6.7 cancels out, and it will be 2 8 is 16, 2 9 is 18, 1 19, 2 6 is 12, and 48 2 is 96. So it will be 10 to the power 9 minus 19 minus 10 plus 11 plus of 27 and plus of 27 into 1 by 2. So this will be equals to uh, 10 to the power minus of 20 plus of 65 into 1 by 2. Okay, so p value is p into 10 to the power minus 23. So it will be 1 by 2 into 10 to the power 5, 4. 1 by 2 into 10 to the power 45. So it does not matches with that this given in the question, because according to it our answer is 0.5 into 10 to the power 45, not with this. Okay, so maybe this is a mistake by NTA, or this is the correct answer. Okay. Now, next question is 47. An ideal gas initially at 0 degrees Celsius temperature is compressed suddenly to one fourth of its volume. If the ratio of specific heat at constant pressure to that at constant volume is 3 by 2, then the change in temperature due to thermodynamic process is okay. At first, we are given 0 degrees Celsius temperature means 0 plus 273 equals to 273 Kelvin. And we know the relation that TV gamma minus 1 is equals to constant. Okay, so this temperature 273 Kelvin into V, and ratio of constant pressure to constant volume is 3 by 2 means gamma is given as 3 by 2. So gamma minus 1 means 3 by 2 minus 1. So it will be 1 by 2 means 0.5 equals to constant. So, and according to question, it compressed suddenly to one fourth of its volume. One fourth of its volume means T into V by 4, and again gamma minus 1 it will be 0.5. So when we solve it we get 273 into V 0.5 equals to T over 4 raised to the power 1 by 2 into V 0.5. So this will cancels out, 4 raised to the power 1 by 2. So it will be 1 by, sorry, t by 2. So t will be 273 into 2 means it will be 546 Kelvin. Now the change in the temperature. So the change in the temperature is, initial temperature is 273 and final is 546. So 546 minus 273, it will be 273 Kelvin. So the change in temperature is 273 Kelvin. Now question 48. A force Now, next question is 48. A force F is given by this acts on a particle in a plane x plus y equals to 10. So, the plane is given as x plus y equals to 10. The work done by this force during a displacement from 0 to 4 to joule. Okay. So, F is given as x square y iota cap plus y square j cap. So, from here we can write y is equals to 10 minus x. So work done, it will be equals to from 0 to 4 to 0 to 4 x square, and in place of y we can write 10 minus x dx plus y is from 0 to 2, so 0 to 2 y square dy. So just integrate it and we'll get our desired answer. So it will be 10 x cube by 3 from 0 to 4 minus x raised to the power 4 by 4 from 0 to 4 plus y cube by 3 from 0 to 2. So when we solve it, we get 10 by 3, 4 raised to the power 3 minus 1 by 4, 4 raised to the power 4 plus 1 by 3, 2 raised to the power 3. So it will be equals to 10 over 3, 64 minus 1 over 4, 64 into 4. It will be 256 plus 1 over 3, 8. Okay. So it will be 640 by 3 minus 256 by 4 plus 8 by 3. So solving it, we get 12, 0, 6 carry 1, 2560 minus 6 is a 18 carry 1, 5 to 15, 116 carry 1, 3 or 6, 1 7 plus 8 4 is a 32. So after solving it, we get result 216 into 64. So it will be 512. Sorry, not 512. It will be 152 joule. Okay. So the answer is 152 joule. Now the next question is 49. In the given circuit, the sliding contact is pulled outwards such that the electric current in the circuit changes at the rate of 8 ampere per second. Okay. At an instant when R is 12 ohm, the value of the current in the circuit will be. Okay, this is a very simple question. Just apply a loop here and solve it. It will be minus of 12 volt plus of 3 into 8 ampere per second plus of R is 12 ohm, and I current is equals to 0. So it will be 12 plus 12i is equals to 0. So 12 equals to minus of 12i, and if we talk about the magnitude only, so current will be 1 ampere. So here current is 1 ampere. Okay. Now next question is 50. Two particles are located at equal distances from the origin. The position vector of those are separated by A and B. So there are two particles and position vector of A is given by this, and position vector of B is given by 2 iota cap minus 2j cap plus of 4p k cap. Okay. So if both the vectors are at right angle to each other, then we have to find the value of n inverse. Since both the vectors are right angle to each other, it means that a dot product of b will be equals to 0, and modulus of a will be equals to modulus of b. Okay. So a dot b will be equals to 0, and modulus of a will be equals to modulus of b. So from here we can write 2 iota cap plus 3 and j cap plus 2 k cap dot product with 2 iota cap minus 2 j cap plus 4 p k cap. It will be equals to 0. So 4 minus 6 n plus 8p will be equals to 0. So here we can write 2 minus 3n plus 4p will be equals to 0. So from here, 3n minus 4p will be equals to 2. Let us say this is equation number 1. And now modulus of A will be equals to modulus of B. It means 4 plus 9n square plus 4 is equals to 4 plus 4 plus 16 p square. This 4, 4, 4, 4 cancels out. So from here we can write 3n is equals to plus minus 4p. And from first 3n minus 4p is equals to 2. So we can write uh, plus minus 4p minus of 4p is equals to 2. Just put the value of 3n here. So we can write plus minus 4p minus of 4p is equals to 2. So when we take the negative sign, because when we take the positive sign, it will cancels out. So for negative sign, we can write minus of 8p is equals to 2. So p is equals to minus of 1 by 4. So when we put its value here, so we get 3n minus 4 into minus of 1 by 4 is equals to 2. So 3n plus of 1 equals to 2. 3n equals to 1 means n is equals to 1 by 3. So we have to find the value of n inverse. If n is equals to 1 by 3, so n inverse will be 3 only. Okay. So our answer is 3.